And there's everybody. Hello, everybody. Spokane Steve here. Almost time for another game of Strat-O-Matic baseball. And we're waiting. What is that from? That's, oh God. That's from a movie, and I can't place it right now. I can see it in my head almost. And there's Franklin. Well, good thing you are alive, Franklin. Everything okay, I hope. Mike's here. Hello, Kenyon. Hello, Ben. Yes, R.I.P. Bill Melton. Ted Knight in Caddyshack. Thank you, Michael. It was driving me crazy. I'm trying to focus my eyes in here today. Holy cow. Let me try different lighting. That's too much. Wow. Okay, bear with me. There's Ken Castro. There's Jeffrey. Hello. Bear with me. I'm going to use some more of these eye drops. Holy cow. Okay, let's see if that doesn't help. Everything seems blurry here. When I can see the score sheet, then I can't read the chat and vice versa. Anyway, we're going to get right into it here. Should be a good game today as the Chicago Cubs at the St. Louis Cardinals, the first of a 3-game set. Both teams look evenly matched based on record. The Cubs 16-17 coming into this one. The Cardinals 17-16. There are a lot of people waiting for this game today. Thursday game. Righty Bill Hand starting for Chicago and lefty Al Jackson for St. Louis. You can see the cards there, and you'll be surprised at Jackson's replay numbers. 2.51 in real life. Al Jackson in the replay. 7 relief appearances, 2 starts. He's 1-1, but get this, a 7.15 ERA for Jackson so far. He does have a complete game. In 23 innings, he's given up 37 hits. So the dice have not been kind to Al Jackson so far in this replay. For Bill Hands, 5 starts, 3 relief appearances. He's 1-3 with a 6.32 ERA, 31 innings, 31 hits allowed. Just 4 walks and 19 strikeouts. And there's Thomas. Welcome, Thomas. And absolutely, an old-time National League rivalry, the Cubs and the Cardinals. I tell you, Michael, I might need those Braille cards here before too long. Hopefully not. See, I'm going to try to, if I can't get the cataracts corrected in the new year, at least a newer, stronger set of reading glasses. Okay, let's get to the lineups. For the Cubs, Adolfo Phillips will lead it off in center field. Glenn Becker at second base hits in the 2 spot. Billy Williams third, playing right field. Ron Santo the cleanup man at third base. Ernie Banks at first base in the 5 spot. Randy Hundley will do the catching and bat 6th. Byron Brown in left field hitting 7th. Don Kessinger, the shortstop, 8th, and Hands, the pitcher, 9th. Cardinals defensively will have Tim McCarver catching. Cepeda at first, Javier and Buchek up the middle with Smith down at third. Same infield for the Cardinals. In the outfield, Tolan gets the start in left. Flood and Shannon in center and right respectively. And let's play ball. And yes, as you see here in the chat, I'll be interviewed by Jeffrey Guterman tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's 11 Pacific and noon Spokane Steve time. Most of you know what I'm talking about by now. But for those that don't, I do not fall back in the winter. Jackson's ready to go to work in this one. Adolfo Phillips will lead things off. I'm trying to read his stats here. Holy cow, this is going to be a game, isn't it? All right. You know, maybe, hang on a second, I'm going to try something. I think maybe my light got out of whack a little bit. All right, let's try that. Okay, that's a little better. Took some of the glare of the overhead light and pointed it the other way. Yeah, Franklin, the cat's in the rack. Excuse me. Okay, Adolfo Phillips. Adolfo hitting a cool 300 so far. 3 homers, 18 RBIs. Jackson gets the sign from McCarver. That's going to be a 5-8 right-handed, pops him up on the left side. Buchek makes the catch. And we are underway. 1 down, and here's Glenn Beckert. Beckert comes in at .338, no homers, 10 RBIs. Jackson into the windup now. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-7 right-handed, a grounder to second base X. Tough chance for Julian. He's a good second baseman, 2E15. Ranges to his right on a 6. Nice play. Julian throws him out, 2 down. Beckert grounds out to his opposite number, and that'll bring up Billy Williams. Billy hitting .287 so far, team leading 8 home runs and 21 RBIs for Williams. Left on left, Jackson said it's a 5-12 grounder to first base X. Orlando Cepeda, a 3E17, and here's the play. On a 10, it's the E range. The roll is a 10 on a 17, and Cepeda makes a nice stop and takes it to the bag himself. Nice play, Cepeda. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jackson. Jackson due for a much better outing. After half an inning of play, Chicago nothing. St. Louis coming to bat against Bill Hands. Lineup for the Cardinals: Bobby Tolan in left field in the leadoff spot. Mike Shannon in right field hits second. Kurt Flood in center in the 3 spot. Orlando Cepeda will hit cleanup and play first base. Tim McCarver, the catcher, batting 5th. Charlie Smith at third base. Jerry Buchek at shortstop. Julian Javier at second. Round out the lineup with Jackson, the pitcher, hitting 9th. Cubs have Randy Hundley doing the catching. Ernie Banks at first. Beckert, Kessinger, and Santo around the infield. Brown, Phillips, and Williams left to right in the outfield. I know I almost said that, Michael. I almost called him Todd. I will do that every once in a while. Here's Tolan, kind of an unlikely leadoff hitter if you look at the card against righties. Not a whole lot there. So far on the season, he is 0 for 17. One walk. So Bobby Tolan still looking for his first hit of the year. The pitch from hands, 3-5 right-handed. He struck him out. Called strike 3. Tolan watched that one go right down the pipe. And now he's 0 for 18. And with bats like that, no wonder. Here's Mike Shannon now, hitting .228, 4 homers, 7 RBIs. Shannon, a right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch from hands. It's a 1-8 right-handed. Single to 18 on 8. That is past the diving Beckert and into right field for a base hit. Shannon aboard, star 15 Steeler. Let's check the battery now. Hands a 0 hold. And Hundley a 0 arm. So Shannon a 15 will be held on at 13. And Kurt Flood will come to the plate now. Flood hitting .292 on the season. 2 home runs, 9 extra base hits in total with 11 RBIs. Hands out of the stretch. That's a 5-3 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. Tough chance for Brown. Byron Brown, a 4-E12, racing towards the line now. Here's the play on a 9 error range. The roll is a 10 on an E12. And he makes a fine running catch for the out. Nice play, Brown. That looked like it was going to fall in. But Brown able to catch up to it. And with 2 away, Cepeda the hitter. I'm wondering about sending Shannon, or trying for the lead at least. I'm going to let the die decide 1 to 13. 1 to 3, he'll try for it. He will stay put, and Cepeda will swing away. 279 on the year, just 1 homer, 4 RBIs. These are his St. Louis only numbers, of course. Let's take a look at his total numbers here, just a second. He is at 242, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. Combined San Francisco, St. Louis. The pitch from hands is a 4-3 right-handed fly ball to right field X. So they're spreading it around in the outfield. That's for Williams, a 3-E8. Here's the play on a 5. He can't get there. That's a single. 2-star single. Shannon will advance to third. 2-out single Orlando. Cardinals have runners at the corners and 2 down. And the batter will be McCarver. Tim McCarver comes in at .358 on the season. 2 homers, 13 RBIs. Hands checks the runners. Now here's the pitch to McCarver. It's going to be a 1-6 right-handed. Grounder down to first base. Banks to his right. Has it. Feeds. Hands covering. And that will do it. No runs, 2 hits, a pair left. We're scoreless after an inning. We had a great pitcher's duel yesterday. One after 7 ended up being 3-1 Giants. Giants took the lead on a Willie Mays home run, and welcome to Bill Ivemy. Alrighty, here's Jackson now. Second inning, Ron Santo will lead things off. Santo leads the club in batting at .367. 6 home runs and a team-leading 28 RBIs for the right-handed hitting third baseman. Jackson set. The windup and the pitch is a 1-5 lefty. It's a triple to 4 on a 20. Santo will settle for a long single. It's a leadoff single to start off the second inning here for Ron Santo. And that's going to bring up Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. Banks at 250 on the season, 27 for 108, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. Jackson, a check of the runner, working from the stretch. The pitch to Ernie is a 3-8 left-handed, called strike 3. Oh, Banks, not happy about it, but down he goes. Home plate umpire, which is Ken Burkhart today, rings him up. Here's Hundley now. Randy Hundley hitting 265, 5 home runs, 22 RBIs for the right-handed catcher. Jackson with the pitch. It's a 5-10 right-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. This could be 2. Buchek, rather. 4E56. Tough chance for Jerry. On a 5, he's not going to get that. It's a 1-star single. Runner will advance 1 base. So knocked down short by Buchek. No play. And that'll go as an infield single. Generous scoring, perhaps, but it goes as a base hit. First and second, 1 away, and here's Byron Brown. Brown hitting 289, 7 home runs, 21 RBIs. Jackson checks the runners now. The pitch to Brown is a 3-8 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K for Jackson. The circle, for those who don't know, indicates strikeout on the batter's card. And the batter will be Don Kessinger. Kessinger, a switch-hitting shortstop. He'll bat righty against Jackson. Comes into the game at 265. No home runs, just 6 RBIs. Jackson's pitch is a 4-10 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Jackson whiffs the side. No runs, 2 hits, a pair left. Jackson able to pitch out of that little jam there in the second, and we're still scoreless. All right, hands ready to go to work here in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Smith, Buchek, and Javier for St. Louis. Buchek leading the club in batting at 369, 2 homers, 16 RBIs. Hang on, Smith is up. Excuse me. Charlie Smith, 308, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. Buchek on deck. The pitch from hands to Charlie is a 2-7 right-handed, called strike 3. Holy cow. I'll tell you what, Ken Burkhart, definitely a pitcher's strike zone today so far. And now here's Buchek. Hands gets his sign. Here's the pitch from Hands. 2-9 right-handed, struck him out. Another called strike 3. Buchek saying something now to Burkhart. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Bill Hands, and here's Julian Javier. Julian struggling this season so far, just a 162 average. That's 21 for 130. Ouch. 3 homers, 7 RBIs. Hands with the pitch. That's a 6-5 right-handed. It's a homer to 8. And he does have the power, but on a 20, he's going to settle for the long double. Let's take another look at that one. 6-5 right-handed, homer to 8, double. 9 to 20. It is a 20. And it's a 2-out double for Javier. Unfortunately for St. Louis, the pitcher will come to bat now, Al Jackson. Left-handed hitter, 2W. Hands pitch is a 4-8 single to 10. On a 13, that grounder is fielded by Banks. Underhands to Hands covering. And that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, one left. And through 2 innings of play, we've got another pitcher's duel today. Not all that unusual, really. It was 1966. On the other hand, we haven't had as many lately. Have you noticed that? Seen a few more runs recently, up until yesterday, that is. Got a frog in my throat today, too, so excuse me, gentlemen. Try to work through it. And we go to the 3rd inning. Bill Hands will lead things off for the Cubs. Hands, a right-handed hitter. The pitch from Jackson is a 2-8, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's 3 in a row now for Jackson and 4 in the game. Good for Jackson, I say. Oh, I'm not necessarily saying I'm rooting for the Cardinals, but Jackson came into the game once again of 7.15 ERA compared to a 2.5 in real life. And here's Phillips, top of the lineup. Phillips popped to short his first time. Jackson stares in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Adolfo. It's a 4-5 fly ball into right field and playable for Mike Shannon. He's there to make the catch, 2 away. And that'll bring Beckert up. 2 down, base is empty. Jackson. The pitch to Beckert. 5-6 right-handed. It's a 2-hopper to third base. Smith has it, throws across, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Al Jackson. So Jackson's looked very sharp so far. And Hands almost as good. Staying right with him as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. I must have missed the Yaz question. What was it? If you don't mind. I was too busy laughing about the holy crap question, I suppose. You had to be there. Okay, bottom of the 3rd, top of the order for St. Louis. Tolan struck out his first time. Hands gets the sign from Hundley. Here's the pitch to Bobby. It's a 5-8 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. 4th strikeout for Hands. A lot of strikeouts in this game so far, and here's Shannon, singled his first time up. Here's the pitch from Hands. That's going to be a 4-6 right-handed, a double to 5, and on a 1, that is down for extra bases. Phillips picks it up and gets it back in. Shannon rounds and holds with a double. 4-6 righty, double to 5. The roll is a 1. So Shannon's 2 for 2. The last hit allowed by Satchel Paige. I would have no idea how to even do something like that from a technical perspective. It's a miracle I'm on here at all if you knew how computer illiterate I was. Here's Flood 0 for 1. Runner in scoring position with 1 down. Hands with the pitch. It is a 6-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's number 5 for Hands. Down goes Flood, and it will be up to Cepeda. Cepeda singled his first time up. Hands a check of the runner. The wind-up, the pitch, 1-7 right-handed. Cepeda promptly bangs a base hit into center field. It's an open single. Shannon can try to score on that. 14, 2 out, 16. Phillips is 0 in center. They're sending him. Here's the throw to the plate, 1-16. He scores. The Cardinals draw first blood. Cepeda will take second on the throw. And the batter will be McCarver. Cepeda at second with 2 down. Hands the pitch to McCarver now. That's a 4-6 left-handed. Double to 7. That's a 2-star single. And the Cardinals tack on another one. RBI single McCarver. Cepeda in to score. And it is 2-0. Hands just a 5 for endurance now. And here's Charlie Smith. Struck out his first time up. Hands out of the stretch. 6-11 right-handed is a base hit into left field. That's an open single. McCarver to left with 2 out. +2, -2. So a 12 and Brown a 0. They'll hold him up. McCarver will stop at second on the single by Smith. 4 hits in the inning given up by Hands. And here's Buchek. Buchek struck out in the second. First and second now, 2 down. The pitch from Hands. It's a 5-4. Right-handed is a fly ball to center field X. That's going to be a tough chance for Adolfo Phillips. The 3-9. Ranging to his right. Here is the play on a 4. He's not going to get that. That's down for extra bases. Here comes McCarver to score. They'll stop Smith at third on the RBI double by Jerry Buchek. And that makes it 3-0 St. Louis. And that's going to get him stirring in the Chicago pen. Cal Kuntz begins tossing down there. The Cardinals have scored 3 runs so far here in the bottom of the third. 3 singles and a pair of doubles, and here's Javier. Normally I don't do this, but we're going to put him on. The Cubs are going to issue the walk to the number 8 hitter, which, as you regulars know, I almost never do. Just feeling like Hands needs a break to get out of this inning. He'll face the pitcher with 2 down and the bases loaded. Jackson, a left-handed hitting pitcher. It's a 6-5. Oh my God, that's going to be a single 2 stars for Jackson. That's going to plate 2 more. Smith scores. Javier scores. Buchek scores. They'll hold Javier to third. It's a 2-run single by the pitcher, Jackson. And St. Louis bats around in the third, and that's going to do it for Hands, who just fell apart here in the third inning. He was pitching well. Suddenly, nothing going right for Bill Hands. And DeRocher's seen enough. In comes Kuntz. So Hands, wow, started off strong, but his day will end at 2 2/3 innings. 9 hits. Just the 1 walk, and it was intentional. And he had struck out 5. Just goes to show you, strikeouts aren't everything, I guess. So Kuntz will come on with runners at the corners and 2 down, and his team trailing by 5. Kuntz in the replay has made 9 appearances. He's 1-1 with a 3.78 ERA in 17 innings of work. He'll be facing Bobby Tolan. Boy, you're not kidding, Ben. Kuntz ready to work now. Here's his pitch to Tolan. It's a 1-10. He pops him up. Beckert will take it. And that'll end the inning. And I'm going to make it easy on myself and split this box. Pop up to second. That way I don't have to move the lines over. Still, 10 batters come to the plate for St. Louis. They plate 5 runs on, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. We can close the book on hands. And after 3 innings, the Cardinals have busted this one wide open and lead it 5-0. Quite a mountain to climb for the Cubs, especially considering the way Jackson's pitching. And again, he was overdue for a good outing. He's been fantastic through 3. We'll see how it goes. Cubs will send the heart of the order to the plate here in the 4th. Billy Williams 0 for 1, left on left. Jackson delivers 6-6 left-handed. It's a ground ball to second base. Routine for Javier. Flips to Cepeda, 1 away. Here's Santo now, singled his first time up. Jackson into the windup. 5-9 right-handed is a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Buchek again. Always hold your breath time when there's an X play to Buchek. 40-56. That's a 3. He's not going to get that. That's past him and into left field for a single. Ron Santos 2 for 2. And here's Ernie Banks. Banks struck out his first time against Jackson. Jackson, a glance at Santo, now comes to the plate. 4-9 right-handed. That is a high fly ball to left center. That's going to split the gap and roll to the wall. An open double for Ernie Banks. Santo can try to score on that. Probably won't. Center field, he's an 11, Flood a 0. At 1 through 11, they're going to hold him up, trailing by 5. And the Cubs will have runners at second and third with 1 out. And Randy Hundley, the batter. Byron Brown on deck. Cardinals, leading by 5, will play the infield back. Cubs trying to break through here against Al Jackson. Jackson, a glance at third. Now the full windup on the pitch to Hundley is a 5-5. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Big strikeout there for Al Jackson, his 5th of the day. And now there's 2 away. And Byron Brown will come to bat. Glance at the runner. The pitch to Brown, a 5-9 right-handed is a ground ball to shortstop X. It's Buchek once again, 40-56. Here's the play on a 5. He can't get it. He knocks it down but can't make a play. It's going to go as an infield single. Just 1 run will score on the 1-star single. That makes it 5-1. Banks will stop at third. Give Brown an RBI, and it's a 5-1 game. Yeah, that's right, Bill. Tolan now. What is that? 0 for 20 on the season. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Here's Kessinger. Kessinger batting right-handed against Jackson. Here's the pitch now on a 6-9 right-handed. Kessinger bangs a base hit into center field. That's going to drive in Banks. Brown can go to third on that. 12-14-0. He will hold up. Station to station here. Give Kessinger an RBI on the play, and it's a 5-2 game. Holy cow, and now it's decision time already here. Kuntz, a 4-inning reliever. Wow. With hands exiting so early, they really need to get some length out of Kuntz. So Kuntz is going to have to hit here. The pitch from Jackson is a 4-3 right-handed. It's a grounder down to shortstop. Buchek has it, goes the short way to Javier, and that'll do it. 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 left. Hello there, Perry. Yes, he is. Maxville is on the roster. In fact, he appeared in this game in real life. I often use him as a defensive replacement late for Buchek, and that's probably where you were going with that one, wasn't it? In this particular game, he came in took over for second. Interestingly, they batted for Javier. And Maxville took over at second base. And welcome Robbie Freeman. Is that really? Hopefully nothing serious there. Did anything cause it or just came out of nowhere? Let's take a look there, Kenyon. Maxville came up in 62. Played the bulk of his career with St. Louis, bounced around a little near the end. Five to 2 is the score. Cardinals lead it. They're going to send up Shannon, Flood, and Cepeda in the bottom of the 4th against Cal Kuntz. The Cubs hoping to get some length out of Cal here. Shannon 2 for 2. The pitch to Shannon, 2-5, triple to 6 on a 9. That's going to be a long single. It is a 9, and Shannon's 3 for 3. And now with Kuntz a +3 hold. Once again, Hundley is 0. That would make Shannon an 18. He'll have to be held at 16. Flood at the plate. He's going to try for that lead. 2 through 5 or 12. 6, he does not get it. What would he be on his back number? 1 through 10 only. So Flood will hit away. Kuntz from the stretch. Pitch to Kurt is a 4-6 right-handed. It's a lazy fly ball into center field. Phillips waiting for it to come down and gloves it for out number 1. Shannon still being held at first. Orlando Cepeda 2 for 2 on the day. Kuntz working out of the stretch. The pitch to Orlando's a 3-3 grounder down to third base. It's Sano down to Beckert quickly, turns to Banks, double play. 5-4-3, side retired. No runs a hit, nobody left. We played 4 innings. St. Louis 5, Chicago 2. Is that true, Kenyon? I believe it. I totally believe it. I could see him saying that. Yeah. And then complaining when they didn't score. Yeah, right, Bill. Gibson probably said, just get me one. That's all I need. I remember a story that Oral Hershiser told about sometimes Tommy would let him pick the player. He'd be something like, do you want Hatcher or Hamilton at third tonight? And Oral said, and I always pick the better fielder. Didn't care what they hit. Go to the fifth inning, top of the order for the Cubs. Adolfo Phillips, 0 for 2 on the day. Jackson gets the sign from McCarver. That's going to be it's not flat. There it is. We got a leaner there. It's going to be a re-roll as Phillips fouls it back. The next pitch from Jackson. 3-8 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to left field. That's a 9. Turn it around there. Homer 1-6. That's going to be a double for Phillips. So Phillips with a leadoff double. And Jackson once again getting peppered around a little bit here. That's the 7th hit he's given up. For some reason, Jackson just can't seem to pitch up to this card. On the other hand, it is still very early in the season. 33 games, that's about, that's roughly 20% of the season. Here's Beckert now, 0 for 2. Jackson checks the runner. That's a 4-8 right-hander. It's a double to 6, and that's going to be down and roll to the wall for extra bases. Phillips will score on a double by Beckert. Back-to-back doubles here in the 6th. And suddenly it's a 5-3 ball game in the heart of the order coming up. Jackson rated 8 for endurance. Here's Billy Williams, 0 for 2. Okay, out to the mound goes McCarver now. Trying to settle Jackson down. Absolutely loved Earl Weaver. So far ahead of his time. A minor league second baseman who could never hit. Who'd have thunk? Okay, they're ready to go now. Williams standing in left side. Jackson delivers. 6-6 left-hander. It's a ground ball to second base. Javier has it. Throws to Cepeda for the out as Beckert takes third. That's the first out of the inning. 5-3 game. The Cardinals are going to bring the infield in for Santo. Santo's 2 for 2 so far. Jackson checks the runner, now goes into his windup. The pitch to Santo is a 1-4 high fly ball to deep left field. Toland back at the track, going, it's gone. Home run, Ron Santo, and this game is tied. "1-4, no doubt about it, blast for Ron Santo. For Santo, that's his 7th home run of the year. RBIs number 29 and 30. And it's a tie ball game. And the Cardinal fans are stunned here at Busch Stadium. Oh my, we do have a game. Yeah, more like a Wrigley Field game. And hello, Robert and Jeremiah. Welcome, guys. Good crowd on hand for this one. That's going to get him stirring in the St. Louis pen. Don Dennis begins to throw down there. And Ernie Banks will come to the plate with 1 out. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Jackson ready to work now. Pitch to Banks is a 1-5. Ground ball to third base. Smith has it. Throws him out 2 down. Here is Hundley now, 1 for 2. Jackson will wind up on the pitch. It's a 5-8 right-handed. He pops him up on the left side. Buchek will take it, and that will end the inning. But the Cubs come up with 3 runs in the 5th. The big blow, a 2-run shot by Ron Santo, and no doubt about it, blast to left. And we are all knotted up at 5 here. I have to admit I was rooting for Al Jackson to improve his ERA, but I'm a stat guy, so that would make sense. Some Cub fans came down the I-57 for this one. I'll bet they did, Jeremiah. Kuntz has worked 1 1/3. He's going to come back out there. He's rated 4 for relief endurance. McCarver, Smith, and Buchek do. Here's McCarver now, 1 for 2 on the day. The pitch from Kuntz is a 5-8 left-handed fly ball to center field, playable for Phillips, who makes the catch, 1 away. That's going to bring up Smith. Smith 1 for 2. Kuntz gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Smith now on a 2-9 right-handed. Cut the corner. Strike 3 called. Oh, my. Burkhart rings him up. 2 down. Here's Buchek. 1 for 2. Buchek had a rough day in the field. Well, what else is new? The pitch from Kuntz to Jerry is a 6-7 right-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Beckert, 2E26. Ranges to his left. Here's the play on a 20. He's there. Throws to Banks. Side retired. Nice play, Beckert, to end the inning. 1-2-3 goes St. Louis. We played 5 innings, and it's a 5-5 ball game. Now, how long are they going to go with Jackson? He might have been gone already were it not for the 8 endurance. He will start the inning, however. Bottom third of the order for Chicago. That's Brown, Kessinger, and the pitcher's spot. Brown 1 for 2 today. Jackson gets the sign from McCarver now. The windup down the pitch is a 2-8 left-handed. Called strike 3. Man, Burkhart has a wide zone today. And that'll bring up Kessinger. Kessinger's 1 for 2. Batting right-handed. The pitch from Jackson. 2-8, and Kessinger promptly bangs a single into left field. With 1 on and 1 out, the Cubs will send up a batter for Kuntz. They got 2 1/3 out of Cal. See, I'm on my own here with pinch hitting choices. They're going to go with Jimmy Stewart, a switch hitter. Stewart just 2 for 17 on the season, 1 RBI. He'll be batting right-handed against Jackson, warming up in the Cubs pen. Let's see who's coming up for St. Louis. Mostly righties. And we're going to get Fergie Jenkins up in the pen. Jimmy Stewart standing in from the right side. Jackson from the stretch. Pitch to Stewart is a 5-9 grounder to shortstop X. That's Buchek again. 40-56. Here we go. On a 7, he's got it. His only play is to first. A little slow roller. He had to come in on that one. And on the play, Kessinger will take second. So to everyone's dismay, Buchek comes up with an X play. And the batter will be Adolfo Phillips. 2 down. Go ahead run in scoring position. Jackson a check of the runner. Now the pitch to Phillips is a 4-7 ground ball to shortstop. It's Buchek over to Cepeda. Side retired. So a little redemption perhaps for Jerry Buchek. For the Cubs, no runs, a hit, 1 left. And we're still tied at 5. Fergie Jenkins will come in and take over on the mound for Chicago. We can close the book on Kuntz now. Heck, where did he come in? Oh, he came in to get Tolan. That's right. So 2 1/3. 1 hit. No runs. No walks and a 1K for Cal Kuntz. Here's Jenkins' card. Let's check his numbers in the replay so far. He's been in 12 games, 11 of them out of the pen, 1-2, 2 saves, and a 4.32 ERA in 33 innings of work. 31 hits allowed. Typical Jenkins, only 9 walks and 33 strikeouts. So a strikeout an inning. And it's going to be Javier, the pitcher's spot, and Tolan. Most likely it's probably the end of the line for Jackson, wouldn't you say? Depends what Javier does, I guess. And welcome to JC. How's the drive, Robert? Jenkins ready to go to work. Here's the pitch to Julian Javier. That's a 2-5 right-handed. He struck him out. Looks like it's going to be a bullpen game. They're going to hit for Jackson. Jackson goes 6 innings, gave up 10 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Although it bears pointing out that he didn't receive any help from his shortstop, that's for sure. Did not walk a batter. 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts. That seems like a good choice to me. Francona. He hit in this game in real life. And that's who it's going to be. Tito Francona will come off the bench here. Francona, a left-handed hitter. Let's check his stats now. Just 3 for 19, mostly as a pinch hitter. The pitch from Jenkins. 2-11 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Backing up is Williams at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Tito Francona comes off the bench and delivers a pinch hit home run. What do you know about that? 2-11 to 10. The roll is a 3, and Francona's first home run of the season. And that gives the Cardinals a 6-5 lead. No, you sure can't, Ben. There's Kurt Miller. Hi, Kurt. That sounds weird to me, the Sacramento A's. Severino, once an outstanding pitcher. I don't know what he's done lately. Here's Tolan now, 0 for 3 in the game, 0 for 20 on the season. Jenkins into the windup. That's a 1-9 right-handed. It's a 2-hopper to second. Beckert, 2 Banks, 2 down. That'll bring up Shannon. Shannon's 3 for 3 in this one. Jenkins gets his sign from Hundley now. That's a 3-3. Struck him out. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jenkins. But Tito Francona with a pinch hit home run gives the Cardinals a 6-5 lead. And we go to the 7th. Right-hander Don Dennis will come on. Better against right-handers. So far, though, in the replay, he's been pounded. He's been in 5 games, 6 innings, 13 hits allowed, and an ERA of 10.5. Much better against right-handers, however, and the Cubs lineup, other than Williams and Kessinger, all righty. Okay, here's Beckert, 1 for 3. Still trying to focus my eyes here, guys. Okay, Beckert, 1 for 3, RBI double in the 5th. Don Dennis ready to go to work. Here's the windup down the pitch to Beckert. It's a 5-8 right-hander, and he bangs a base hit up the middle. Leadoff single Beckert. Beckert, a star 16 stealer. Dennis, a terrible hold, +6. Dennis, by the way, pitched in this game in real life, and it was a close game. Now I'm kind of wondering why. +6, and McCarver's a -1, so that's 5. Beckert at 20. He'll be held at 18. He won't try for it just yet. We're going to let Williams swing away from the stretch on a 5-8. That is banged into left center for extra bases. That's a double for Williams. Beckert can try to score on that. 14, Flood a 0. They're going to play it conservatively and hold him at third. What else do you have out here? I tell you, they don't have a lot out here. You've got Woodashik. You've got the closer Horner. Let me check the usage for some of these guys here. That'll help me in my decision. Somebody's got to get warming and fast. Kurt Simmons, the lefty, throwing down there. Cardinals lead at 6-5, but after a single and a double, the Cubs have runners at second and third and nobody out. And Ron Sano at the plate, who has not been retired today. 2 singles and a big 2-run home run in the 5th. Infield will be in for Santo. Here's the pitch from Dennis on a 5-6. That's a base hit into center field. That's going to knock in Beckert to tie the game. Williams can try to score. Williams 14 to center. Flood again a 0 with nobody out. Let's see. Sano, the trailer runner, would be a 6. He won't be attempting to advance. Now we're going to play it conservatively. There's nobody out. There'll be an RBI single by Sano to tie the game. And here comes Shane Dienst, and that's it for Dennis, who isn't fooling anybody. And they're going to go to the lefty, Kurt Simmons. Not really a situation for a lefty, but they don't really have any other options. Not a situation for Woodishick or Horner. And they're lefties anyway, as is Jaster. The only righty down there is Stallard. And he makes Dennis look good. So Dennis faces 3 batters, retires no one. And in comes Simmons in a tie game with runners at the corners and nobody out. Hell of a game here today. Glad you could be here. Ernie Banks will be the batter up with Hundley on deck as Simmons completes his warm-up tosses. And we're ready to go. Infield at double play depth for Ernie. The pitch from Simmons is a 3-7 left-hander. It's going to be a double play ball to short, but the go-ahead run's going to score on that. Buchek to Javier to Cepeda. 6-4-3 double play. Williams comes in to score. So the Cardinals trade a run for 2 outs. And the batter will be Hundley. Simmons into the windup now. 4-9 righty. That's a base hit under right field. Hundley just pokes it over the first baseman's head, and he's got his second hit of the day. Fourth hit of the inning for the Cubs. A lot of hits in this ball game, that's for sure. And the batter will be Byron Brown. Singled in the 4th. Sandwiched by 2 strikeouts. Simmons from the stretch now. The pitch is a 2-4 lefty fly ball into straightaway center. It's Flood running it down for the 3rd out. The Cubs score 2 on 4 hits. And as we stretch for the 7th, it is Chicago 7, St. Louis 6. We can close the book on Dennis. 2 runs allowed. And we can take a look at the Mookie cam as we stretch. Hey, Mookie. Mookie. Hey, buddy. Meow, meow. Saw his ears move a little bit. That's about all we're going to get. I couldn't have said it any better, Perry. I'm going to take a short break and get another cup. All right, that was empty, so I'm doing a pod. Just going to do one cup. Fergie Jenkins comes out for his second inning of work. He would stand to be the winning pitcher at the moment. Oh, I've got to tell you this. I got Mookie this toy. It's an electric mouse. It's like a ball with a tail, basically. And it rolls by itself, and it lights up, and it has 3 different speeds. Oh my God, he was cracking me up with that thing last night. Leaping into the air. At one point, he laid down on it so it couldn't roll. That was pretty funny. Well, I finally had to put the damn thing away because my stomach was hurting from laughing at him. But he seems to be enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. St. Louis will send the heart of their batting order up here, trailing by a run as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Nice job, Kurt Miller. Oh, that was real life. I'm sorry, I thought it was your replay for a minute. There's Philip Reynolds. He's for the Cubs. Cubs lead it here, 7-6. Flood 0 for 3 on the day as Jenkins set to work. Here's his pitch to Flood. It's a 4-7 right-handed, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Fergie. Fergie, of course, an old favorite of mine. And here's Orlando, 2 for 3 today. Fergie into the windup. That's a 2-11 right-handed. Grounder to first base. Ernie Banks will take it himself. 2 quick outs for Fergie Jenkins. And the batter will be McCarver. McCarver 1 for 3. Jenkins pitched to the lefty. Is a 5-7 swung on and missed. Strike 3. So a beautiful inning by Jenkins. 1-2-3 with 2 Ks. After 7 innings complete, Cubs 7, Cardinals 6. Oh, that's a good hot cup. Yes, indeed, Robert. A young Fergie Jenkins. Kurt Simmons. He'll come out for his second inning of work. Kessinger, Jenkins, and Phillips do. We'll see what we're going to do with the pitcher's spot. Cubs do lead by a run. But they also have Abernathy to close it out. Kessinger batting right-handed. Simmons into the windup. That's a 3-7 lefty. He struck him out. Strike 3 called. Jenkins is a 6N batter. He's a pretty decent hitter. what to do here. I'll throw it out to the group. Interested in Philip Reynolds' opinion in particular, since I know he's for the Cubs. Let Jenkins hit or bring in a hitter? I'm leaning towards Mike C. Let him hit. See if we can get one more inning out of him before bringing Abernathy on. He's a 6 with N power. Everybody wants him to hit. I want him to hit. He's going to hit. Simmons facing Fergie Jenkins. Here's the pitch now on a 1-7. It's a ground ball to shortstop. Buchek charging it on the run throws him out. Two down, and here's Phillips. The pitch from Kurt Simmons. 3-8 left-handed. That's a ball driven to left field. That's going to be over Tolan's head for extra bases. And Phillips settles in with a 2-out double. His second double of the afternoon. The batter will be Beckert, 2 for 4 in today's game. Came into the game, remember, hitting .338 on the season. Hasn't hurt that any with a 2 for 4 performance. Simmons checks the runner now. The pitch to Glenn Beckert. 5-3 right-handed is a ground ball to the pitcher X. Simmons a 5-E26. Hold your breath on this one. Here is the play. On a 9, it's the error range. Roll of an 8 on a 26. He makes the play and throws him out. Wow, nice play, Simmons. 1-3 side retired. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Let's check that Cub defense now. Who's in left? Brown. This is normally where Klein comes in. Oh, Phillips is a center field only, however. I don't really want to take Phillips out of the game. I do want to take Brown out, however, so we'll put Klein in left. At least I think we will. Hang on a second. Yes, we will. Ty Klein will come in and take over in left for Brown. He's a 2E10 plus 1. And a 14 runner. Rest of the Cub defense solid. That'll be the only change. And there's Frank. Welcome, Frank. And greetings, Steve May. I don't recognize the name. I apologize if I've simply forgotten. But anyway, welcome. Where are you from, Steve? Smith, Buchek, and Javier are due for St. Louis. Bottom of the 8th, they trail by a run. Jenkins ready to go to work. Ah, Victoria. Yeah, beautiful country. Welcome. Smith 1 for 3. Jenkins set to go to work. Here's the pitch to Charlie Smith on a 4-10 righty. He's single to 7, and he rolls the 7 just out of the reach of Kessinger, and Smith is aboard with a leadoff single. That's the tying run. Smith, no threat to run. Thinking about the possibility of a pinch runner here. And then you'd have to put Gagliano at third. Buchek, a poor bunter. We're going to have Maxville bat for Buchek. And I would be lying if I didn't say I was partly inspired by Perry on this move. He'll take over at short. Maxville 12 for 40 in limited playing time. That's a 300 average. He has 6 RBIs. I'm going to roll the die for in or back. He's a B bunter. They will be in. That'll make him a C. And Maxville squares to bunt. It's a C, a 3, and he beats it out. Can you believe that? Maxville beats out the bunt. And there's runners at first and second. Let me make a note that that was on a sacrifice, just for my own knowledge there. So they play the infield in. Maxville manages to push it into no man's land, and he beats it out. And Ben, you are not alone in that regard, I am sure. Didn't see that one coming. That'll bring up Javier, who's a B bunter. Oh, man. Now they're almost committed, aren't they, to pull it in again? He could bunt them both over. They're going to have to be in. It worked once. Javier squares to bunt. He's a C. On a 7, a successful bunt moves both runners along. Tying runners at third base. Go ahead run in scoring position with 1 away, and now we will have a pinch hitter for Simmons. They used Francona, Maxville. There is no card for Skinner. Phil Gagliano is going to be the batter. And meeting on the mound, Hundley's headed out there. Infield converges. Gagliano, just 190 on the season, 4 for 21. He's appeared in a dozen games. Brock could pinch hit. He didn't start the game. So we're going to go with Gagliano here. Infield in, 1 away. The pitch to Gagliano. 1-8 right-handed ground ball to the pitcher B. He's going to throw home and get the lead runner. That's going to go as a 1-2 force. Smith is gunned down at the plate. Maxville to third. And it's going to be up to Bobby. It's going to be up to Tolan. No, it's not. It can't be. Well, Mike, you asked, and here's the answer. Brock will come on and bat for Tolan. Brock at 262 on the season, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. And here comes DeRocher, and the Cubs are going to counter that. They're going to bring in the lefty, Bob Henley. So the wheels are turning here in St. Louis. Two and 2/3 for Jenkins. Can St. Louis counter? They've got Alex Johnson. They're running out of players. Spezio and Johnson, basically. So that's going to be the matchup, left on left. Bob Henley against pinch hitter Lou Brock. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Tying run at third. Go ahead run at first. Henley takes to Brock. 1-6. He struck him out. Brock will stay in left. And the Cardinals are going to need another pitcher. Williams, Santo, and Banks. It's going to be Woodashik. Ted Abernathy begins to throw in the Cub pen. Woodashik on the season. 2-1 with a 1.98 in 7 appearances spanning 13 and 2/3 innings. And it will be the heart of the order for Chicago in the 9th. I want to thank everybody for watching today. I do appreciate it. Oh yeah, my huge strikeout for Henley. Ooh, 19-19. Here's Billy now, 1 for 4 today. Woodashik left on left. Comes in there with a 6-5. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back at this Shannon. He's at the track, at the wall. He leaps. Did he get it? It's gone. Home run, Billy Williams. On a 1. That's right. You saw it here. Look at that. Let's take another look. 6-5. Homer 1-2, fly out anything else, and he rolls the 1. And for Billy Williams, his 9th home run of the season. Big insurance run for Chicago. That makes it 8-6. And here's Santo, who's 4 for 4 on the day. 3 singles and a home run, 3 RBIs. Woodashik into the windup. The pitch to Santo is a 2-2, and he hits him. Oh my! Right after the home run, Santo is drilled. Woodashik shrugging his shoulders almost apologetically. Sano's not buying it, however. He's got his eye on Woodashik all the way down to first. That'll bring up Ernie. He's 1 for 4 today. Sano, no threat to run. Woodashik working from a stretch now. The pitch to Ernie Banks is a 2-11 left-handed. That ball is driven to deep left field. Going back is Brock. At the track, at the wall on a 16 to 1-16. That one is gone. And the Cubs have blown it open here in the 9th. A 2-run shot by Ernie Banks. For Ernie, his 3rd home run of the season. And, as Ben says, Banks made him pay for hitting his teammate. Mr. Cub. And welcome to Al Spacrat. I'm going to butcher that for sure. Biff has come onto the scene here. St. Louis. Pretty much committed to Woodashik at this point, unless it gets really crazy. Hundley 2 for 4. Here's the pitch. That's a 5-5 swung on and missed. Strike 3. Hundley down on strikes. Here's Klein now. He came on for defense. Left on left. Actually, that should be there. That's a 110 pop out on the left side. Buchek takes it. 2 down now, and the batter Kessinger. Kessinger hitting right-handed against Woodashik. 2 for 4 on the day. 2 singles, 2 strikeouts. It's a 5-9 right-handed lazy fly ball into center. Flood is there, and the side is retired. Too little, too late, as the Cubs plate 3 on 2 home runs in the 9th. And lead it 10-6. They were, Kenyon. They were up 5-0. And finally getting a good performance out of Al Jackson, and it all fell apart for Jackson. Jackson dominant for 3 innings. It unraveled on him in the 4th and the 5th. So 10-6, no longer a save situation. They had him up anyway. Let me check the usage. I think Abernathy probably needs some work anyway. Yeah, he does. So we're going to go ahead and use Abernathy. He was already warm. Henley faced 1 batter and struck him out. Jenkins allowed 3 hits, 1 run. As usual, walks and nobody. Struck out 4. Abernathy on the season, 11 appearances, 5 saves, a 2.51 in 14 innings, right-handed pitcher. For St. Louis, it will be Shannon, Flood, and Cepeda. Abernathy gets the sign from Hundley. The pitch to Shannon on a 4-7. He walks him. Not the best idea when you're leading by 4. And in any case, he walks the leadoff man. Shannon a 13 not held, and here's Curt Flood. Especially when you consider how they started, Perry. I'm going to get it right this time and look at the line scores. The Cubs opened the season by losing their first 6 games and 10 of their first 11. The Cubs were 1-10 at one point. Here's Flood now. They'll climb to the 500 mark with a win here today. Abernathy's set. Flood, a 3-8 right-handed. He bangs a base hit into center field. An open single. Shannon can go to third. 1-14. They're going to send him. And St. Louis will cut it off and keep Flood to first base. Leading by 4, they keep the double play in order. Flood not held at 13. And Orlando Cepeda will be the batter. Cardinals get one more runner on. They can bring the tying run to the plate here. Orlando 2 for 4 today. Infield at double play depth as Abernathy delivers from the stretch. A 6-3 fly ball to left field X. That is Klein inserted in there for defense. A 2-E10. Klein racing towards the dash. 2-E10 on a 2. He can't get it. It's a base hit. 2 runners advance. Oh my. RBI Cepeda. Shannon scores. Flood all the way to third. It's 10-7. And Tim McCarver will come to the plate representing the tying run. McCarver 1 for 4. Abernathy setting it. A pitch to McCarver. A 5-3 left-handed is a grounder to the pitcher X. Abernathy a 2-E31. Here's the roll on the play. It is a 10, the error range. A 6 on a 31, and it's an error on Abernathy. Another run will score. Oh my God, it's drama here in the 9th. E1. Flood crosses the plate to make it 10-8. Cepeda to second. First error of the ball game. McCarver, a decent runner for a catcher. Still nobody out of the inning. It's 10-8. The Cubs are cubbing it. That's going to send Hundley out to the mound. All right-handers due up. There's nobody better in the pen. Charlie Smith steps in 2 for 4 on the day. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Smith a B bunter. Cubs have to play in here. Smith might bunt. As a C, he won't. They're going to pull the infield in. Abernathy's pitch to Charlie Smith is a 6-5 swung on and missed, strike 3. Groan from the home crowd. Abernathy finally gets it out here, and the batter will be Maxville. Maxville, remembered, beat out a bunt for a single in the 8th. Runners take their lead. Abernathy from the stretch. The pitch to Dow is a 5-2. It's a grounder to first base X. It's all up to Banks now. Ernie Banks, a 3E13. Here's the play. On a 3, he can't get it. That's an infield single, and the bases are loaded. Holy cow. Cubs, going into the bottom of the ninth, appeared to have it well in hand. Oh my goodness, but it's now 10-8. The Cardinals have the bases loaded and 1 out. Hooley and Javier are due up. Ed Spezio has grabbed a bat and stepped into the on-deck circle. Javier 1 for 3 with a walk today. Infield at double play depth. The pitch from Abernathy is a 1-4 fly ball to right field. B ? Williams has it. Cepeda could tag up on that. 11, 13, 14, but his run doesn't matter. No, he'll stay put. And we're going to have a pinch hitter now. It's going to be up to the pinch hitter, Ed Spezio. Oh my goodness, what a finish to this one. Spezio has not played much this year, but the benches are getting thin here. Spezio just 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter. He has 1 RBI. Bases loaded, 2 down, 10-8 Cubs. Rocky ninth inning for Abernathy. He's trying to close the door here. The pitch to Ed Spezio is a 3-11 fly ball to left. That's going to do it. Klein is there to make the catch. And that's the ball game. Holy crap, what a finish. Yeah, you can, Jeff, you can post it in the chat if you like. The Cubs hang on. Holy cow. A wild one here in St. Louis. As somebody said earlier, a Wrigley Field game, really. Abernathy surrendered 3 hits and 2 runs. A walk and a K. So Jenkins indeed is the winner. 7. Don Dennis, I think, is the loser. I'll be coming out here with the totals in just a moment. Simmons 2 hits. No walks, a strikeout. Don Dennis, first decision. He's 0-1. For Jenkins, squares his mark at 2-2. No save. Thank you, Kenyon. Thank you, Frank. Thanks, Ben, Jeff, Mike, James, Perry, everyone. Any thoughts for player of the game? I'm leading Santo 4 for 4 with a home run. For the Cubs in winning 10 runs on 17 hits, 1 error. St. Louis, 8 runs on 16 hits, no errors. Mike agrees with Santo. It's kind of got to be Santo, doesn't it? Ron Santo is your Chief Spokane Gary player of the game. For those of you who don't know, Chief Spokane Gary was the man who founded the city of Spokane. And we name our player of the game after him. Tomorrow we're going to wind up, it'll be a Friday, and we're going to wind up May the 24th on the schedule with the Kansas City Athletics at the Washington Senators. Chuck Dobson against Phil Ortega, 1:30 Pacific. Thanks, JC. It looked like we were off to another pitcher's duel at the beginning there. It was anything but. Wow, a wild one here in St. Louis. And the Cubs get to 500 after a 1-10 start. So they've been 16-7 since their 1-10 start. Pretty amazing. Well, I'm going to get out of here now. I'll see you all tomorrow. In the meantime, take care, everybody, and have a great evening. Bye for now.